Well, first of all, let me just say this. Our city and our state are grieving right now for the loss of innocent lives, of people just doing their jobs, particularly a police officer who always takes risks every day, but certainly his wife and two little kids expected to see Officer Islam come home at the end of the day. And to the others who lost their lives, I'm sitting in Midtown right now. My office is just a few blocks away. And walking in this morning, and you see the security guards down there, and everyone is just wondering, is this a one-off? Could this happen again? I mean, that sense of security is shattered when someone comes from another state carrying an assault weapon designed only for battlefields, but intending to use that to commit mayhem and mass murder in our cities. So the motivation has to be investigated, but there seems to be a linkage based on his own note at the end that has been revealed by the police department about the NFL. And if it's someone who played high school sports and believes that resulted in CTE, which is a brain injury, it's hard to know. I just spoke to the commissioner of the NFL to express our condolences, and everyone's in shock. I mean, this is a terrifying event to unfold in our populated city or actually anywhere. But again, let's talk about how this happened. I mean, this is happening because there are still assault weapons in our country. Well, we're still determining that. We don't know whether there was another individual involved. But again, this goes to the difference between states' laws related to gun ownership. In the state of New York, you cannot buy one of these. You have to be over age 18. You cannot have access. I mean, he had a concealed carry permit, which allowed him to have this weapon. Much looser laws in the state of Nevada than we have here. And so our argument is this. If every state had the same laws uniformly, you could not have a situation where we fight really hard in the state of New York to make sure that we have the toughest gun laws in the nation. We have the lowest of all the large states homicide rate by guns. New York City, New York State has the lowest homicide rate by guns in the nation for large states. And that's because of laws that are working. And we want that same sense of urgency to go out across the nation. States like Nevada, every state should do this, because right now we've been waiting for the federal government, for Congress to step up, and the Republicans in Congress are so intimidated by the gun lobby, or they might have a primary if they dare stand up and stand, I'm for common sense gun safety laws. So you can't say you're tough on crime and be soft on guns or weak on guns. It's just not holding up. So we need a national awakening here. People need to be talking about this once again. And it shouldn't just happen in the wake of a tragedy like this. It should be an ongoing conversation where we force the Republicans to understand lives could be saved if you only do what's smart and common sense. We had an assault ban weapon in our country for 10 years. It worked successfully. It lapsed under President Bush, and I say bring that back. I'm looking for political courage. I'm looking for people to stand up for the people of this nation and say enough is enough. How much more slaughter do we have to endure because of these assault weapons? We had this happen in my hometown of Buffalo in 2022. You remember 10 people shopping at a Tops grocery store in a black part of our city. This individual targeted them, a white supremacist, because of the color of their skin. They were slaughtered, gunned down with the same kind of weapon. We sprung into action. We made sure that our laws were tougher and tighter, and we're doing much more to keep people safe in the state of New York. But I don't want to be having my residents affected by someone coming from another state who could easily get their hands on this assault weapon, travel across multiple states, and do what they did just yesterday. So I want to be able to protect New Yorkers. It's my number one priority. And it's hard to do it when other states aren't stepping up, and certainly Congress has let us down. There was very much security in that building. To have a company hire an off-duty police officer, I don't know how you get more secure than that. And all the systems they had in place and the training they had in place. I'm still learning more about what those systems were. I've been in that building, and it takes an awful lot to be able to get upstairs. But how you stop someone who walks in intent on murdering the first person they encounter, who's a police officer, and trying to stop them, that's almost impossible. So for people who are blaming the security system, are looking at the wrong culprit here. Look at the weapon of mass destruction that was used to destroy lives in my city. That's what we have to go after. That's about as pathetic as it gets. I mean, seriously, going after an unelected official who said something back in 2020 when many people were. I mean, come on, give me a break. I mean, ask her the question, what are you doing to make your constituents safe? You don't mind taking away their health care. You don't mind education cuts. You don't mind nutrition cuts. You don't mind hurting your farmers. Like, why don't you have some spine and stand up for the people who put you in your spot? And so that's what I'm looking for, people to not be deflecting. Stand up to the gun lobby and show that you have the courage to do something. It's actually pretty useful instead of just complaining about tweets. I don't talk about tweets. I don't do tweets on this. I govern. I know what I'm doing, and we have the toughest gun laws in the nation. And as I said, we are in the top, we are number one of the large states for gun safety. That's what my job is. The governor is supposed to save her constituents, and I'm doing that every day with these tough laws. And I'm going to continue. One murder, one slaughter of an individual is too many, but we're at it, $2.6 billion. Talk about funding police. No governor in the history of New York has invested more money and resources for our local law enforcement to stop crimes, and our crime rates are dropping dramatically. $2.6 billion. That's what I call funding the police. So stop deflecting. No, and listen, that's why we talk about this today. There are families that are grieving. I'm sorry. You know, we're not talking politics. This is not the time and place for it. It's about action and showing compassion and empathy for people's lives are forever destroyed. And a new baby on the way who's never going to know the baby's father. I mean, this is what I'm thinking about today, not politics. That's being set up, yes. We'll be doing that, and I'll be visiting the precinct as soon as it reopens. It's closed today, so people can mourn. So I'll be certainly involved, and I believe there's a vigil tonight I'll be participating in. Our state is wounded right now. We're hurting. You know, we'll fly flags at half-staff, and we'll give thoughts and prayers and condolences as is customary. But I want more than that. I want action. I want Congress to step up and use this example of how this weapon of mass destruction destroyed the life of young families. And it's time to act. Really, it's time to act. The White House contacted us yesterday. I've not spoken to them directly.